walks among you.
Greetings, YouTube. So, I want to go over what my thoughts on what I think the Torb rework should be, because Blizzard has announced for sure that they're going to be doing a rework of Torb to make it more viable and whatnot. And I want to start off this my ideas with a bit of a story real quick. Actually, when I first got Overwatch, and some of you may already know because I have mentioned this before, but when I first got Overwatch, the very first hero I played in quick play was Torb. In fact, I played him for like 5 hours straight without playing a single other hero. And my first season, which was season 2 at the time, I had no idea what the meta was or how to even really play properly. I didn't know anything, like even as far as 2-2-2 comps. I didn't even know that was a thing. I just picked Torb and just just because I liked him, and I played him a lot along with Reaper a lot too in that season. Eventually I'd moved more towards Reaper and becoming a Reaper main, but with Torb, and especially in season 2, I just played him a bunch and just tried to do my best. And it was funny because a lot of matches I would receive messages asking me to switch or calling me a thrower, and I had no idea why. That was like I could never grasp why until I started to actually learn about the meta later down the line and figure out, oh, it's because most people think Torb sucks, that's why. And yeah, so on that topic, I mean, I've always had kind of like a soft spot for Torb. I've always loved Torb. I just like playing him in general, and so seeing him get a sick rework would be a dream for me too, because I love the character Torb. So alright, I guess let's get on to my ideas on what I think Blizzard should do to make him better. And I think the very first thing they should do is on his scrap gun, and maybe make the reload time a little bit faster, because I feel like with Torb, he has a weird flow when it comes to his gun, especially because you shoot a lot, but then you have a long reload, and especially when you activate that ult, that reload can really get in the way, or it feels like forever. So I think that should be the first thing that should get changed a little bit, is maybe increase his the speed that it reloads, because that would definitely help his ult a little bit too. And I think too, it wouldn't be too big of a buff, mainly because the scrap gun is, like, when it comes down to it, that's like what makes good separates good from bad Torbjorns, is people who can aim that scrap gun really well. So alright, so the next thing I think they should do involves his turret. I think he should now throw out a level 1 turret with the same animation that he basically throws out armor, but then the turret will land and gradually upgrade to a level 2 turret over maybe 5 seconds. I mean, keep in mind all the numbers could be changed, but this is generally what I think could happen. And then it would only stop upgrading basically if it's destroyed, and it can still take damage, and what the damage would do is it will slow the time it takes to upgrade or something. But basically, also I think they should also get rid of all of Torb's cooldowns and make it solely based on scrap. So maybe make the turret ability actually costs like 30 scrap or something. So additionally, I think if you press down on the ability again, kind of like with how Symmetra's ultimate used to work, then you could alternate between this normal turret and maybe alternative turret. Maybe a healing turret. I mean, we are low on supports and tanks, so maybe this could help Torb reach into that support category a little bit. So maybe make him have a healing turret alternatively, and maybe I think what they should do with it is make it prioritize low HP heroes first, maybe healing 10 a second at level 1 and then up to 20 a second at level 2, and basically it would upgrade the same way as his normal turret, but instead it would cost 40 scrap or something. Just a general number, I guess, but like I said, all numbers can be changed. Now on to what I think they should do with the armor packs. I personally think they should replace armor pack in general, because now we've got Briggs. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's support pack. I don't know. It's something like that. But it's basically a better armor pack. It travels to the person, so you don't have to throw it on the ground for someone to pick it up. and it gives them health plus armor if they're health, like on top of their health and stuff, which is basically just a better armor pack. So there's no real need for armor packs or Torb's armor pack in the game anymore. So maybe what I think they should do is replace it with an armor station, and what it should do is kind of act like a turret where you throw it out, just like I was mentioning before, but then it would gradually upgrade from 1 to 2, and I think basically maybe make it have like 500 HP or something, and give it like a 20-meter radius, similar to Lucio's, but it'd be like outlined in orange or yellow, and any teammate in the radius can maybe give them like 50 armor or something at 10 armor a second, and yeah, if you get out of the circle, then it would stop. Basically, it would stop giving you the armor. So then, I don't know. I feel like that might be, or maybe just have it so it just gets rid of the armor completely if you get out of the circle for sake of balance. Because I feel, yeah, because 50 might be a bit much if it stayed on. So maybe make it only while the person's in the radius of this armor station they would have the armor, and maybe make that cost like 60 scrap or something. So now that I've talked about that, I think the next thing we should get on to is his hammer, and basically I think they should just buff it a little bit to where it repairs maybe 75 HP a swing instead of 50, because it does suck. They have to spend like 4 or 5 seconds repairing a turret that's low or something. So maybe make it so we can build or repair it a little bit faster, so he can get back to doing Torb-like things and not have to always babysit or worry about his equipment. And who knows, maybe they could even just make it so they gradually heal themselves, or a healer could heal it and just get rid of the hammer altogether. But I don't know, those are just some thoughts I've had, but I wouldn't mind either way. But yeah, those are basically my thoughts on that. But onto I think he should get a new passive too, so this would be a completely new ability, and his new passive would be that Torb can build 2 buildable objects at once. So it could make you could make it 2 normal turrets, maybe 2 healing turrets, 1 of each turret, armor station in a turret, but you can only have 2 at once. So he would, based on what I've mentioned so far, there would be 3 different options of what he could build, and you could have 2 of any of those options. So you could have 2 out at a time. You could have, so you could make all kinds of these weird combinations and find what fits best for your playstyle, and that would make him have a lot more variety that he can offer to the team. You could play him as more of a DPS and put out the 2 normal turrets, or you could play him more as a support, put out 2 healing turrets, and or a healing turret in an armor station or something. And I feel like with that, then yeah, that would be pretty cool in my opinion, to have something like that. And it also helps with balance, because imagine if you could put out 1 of each, that might be a bit much. So I think this would help with that. But anyway, the last thing that we need to talk about is his ultimate molten core, and basically I think they should keep it roughly the same. Instead, now it would also buff the new equipment that he has. So his turret will still buff like normal, but for like his healing turret, maybe also like when he uses his ult, give that a level 3 version that heals more per second than his level 2 or level 1. And with the armor station, also give it a level 3 version or something that would like increase its HP and maybe its armor given while his ult is up and stuff. And I feel like, because I mean that would keep it consistent with how his ult is already in the game. So I think that is the best move for it. And I think between all of this would give Torb a lot more variety. Now that he can throw things, he won't have to always sit down and take time to build everything. And with the hammer upgrade, he won't have to repair it all the time, or even get rid of it completely. But between all of this, he can be more of an on-the-fly kind of utility / equipment builder, where, I mean, because they kind of took Sim a little bit away from that building mechanic and gave her more utility. So I think this would keep Torb in that building role, but also give him a lot more versatility between all of the stuff that I've mentioned. So Anyway, in the comments below, please leave your ideas. Comment on mine if you feel so. If you think my ideas completely suck, let me know. I'd love to hear what you guys think, because Torb, I've always loved Torb, and I really want to see him get into a place where I could play him more often. Anyway, that does it for this video. Thank you for watching. Science has proven that generosity leads to happiness, so if you're feeling generous, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching the video. Take care and peace, people.